Afternoon, lovely people. I just thought I'd throw together a bit of bonus content for you this week because I've just been over to the world to see a chap called Ben who is exiting the world of reselling and getting rid of all his stock. So I said I'd probably be able to lighten his load a bit. So I went over to saw Ben and came back with this little lot. So I just thought I'd take you through it and show you what I got. I paid £200 for all this lot. And to be fair, there's not probably massive margin in it for me, but looked after somebody else in the community, so that's always good. Aside from the fact that Ben was a top bloke anyway, so more than happy to lighten his load. I'm sure his missus is well happy for all this stuff to be out of the way anyway. Right, so let's get into it. First, we've got there's 4 sets of these actually. Paw Patrol die-cast model sets. There's 6 cars in it. Off-road snow adventure, true metal. I've sold some of the true metal Paw Patrol stuff before and it sells quite well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sets, all brand new. These will be getting listed for £20 each. Next, open box Duplo Set. This is 10552, that's the model. Some vehicles and different bits and pieces in there. Ben tells me this is complete. Every reason to suspect he's telling the truth because he was dead straight with me across the board. So listing value on that, £10 to £15. Now these were quite interesting and warrant some further investigation. These are laser discs. Now I know that the laser disc players, basically big DVDs. The laser disc players go for seriously strong money. We're talking multiple £100s. But the movies not so much, unless you can put a bundle together, and that's where my mind was at. But there are some classic titles in here. Obviously not so much that one. Al Pacino's Scarface. I suspect that'll do pretty well. The Shadow. Is that Alec Baldwin? It is Alec Baldwin. I've never heard of that movie before. Star Trek, Michael, John Travolta, another classic movie, Casino, another awesome movie, Shawshank Redemption, and Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible. Taking a bit of a chance with those because, like I say, some of the titles are going to hold reasonable money, may well sell those individually, and the rest just bundle. So across the board, for us to put a ballpark on the listing value, I don't think I'd be far off the mark at £50. Single biggest purchase was this Cambridge Audio TV5 sound bar. It's a bit more of a bar, it's a bit more of a sound suitcase. It's a hell of a thing. Apparently Ben was saying he bought this for himself and it worked perfectly, but it's a unit and a half. There are comps for this a decent amount of money. Now, there isn't very many though. There are some listed for over £100 and the comps I think are around about the £80 to £100 mark. I had to obviously think a little bit outside the box on this item because there's not a lot of resellers who are going to want to pick this up to sell it. So that's why there's a good chance that's why there's only very few comps. Now, I think this will sell well. Cambridge Audio, very, very good brand in electronics to look out for a starter, and I'm fairly confident the reason that there aren't many comps is because of the size and weight of it. A lot of people are put off listing stuff like that to sell it because they just don't want the hassle and the expense and the extra effort basically. As far as decent value stuff's concerned, I don't mind putting that bit extra effort in. So the listing value I'm going to put on this conservatively is £80. It's got its power lead with it and remote, which is always a bonus. The people that watch this channel regularly will know that I don't do a lot of kids' clothes and shoes. However, these Adidas were pretty cool actually. Adidas Originals, they look like the Superstar range, special edition Star Wars ones, so took the exception on these and they look in pretty decent nick as well. The adult versions of Star Wars Adidas Originals go for very, very handsome money. We're talking north of £60, £70. These are a size 2, so I'm not expecting these to do as well, regardless of how good a condition they are. So I'm gonna take a stab in the dark. In the absence of any comps for these particular trainers, I'm gonna take a stab in the dark at £20. Might be sticking my neck out a bit on that, but start high and reduce over time. Another set for my next Amazon shipment, brand new Lego set. This is 31114. Lego Creator, motorcycle model. That'll be going in my Amazon stock. No spectacular value really, but a listing value of £14. Now these might not end up getting listed. These are Guinness glasses. There's 6 of them, all in cardboard tubes. Nothing spectacular about them. I don't think they're a limited edition or anything like that. Maybe they were promotional items or something like that. They're all brand spanking new anyway. The fact that they're in the little tubes will make them easier to post. May well sell these in sets of 2. So 3 lots of 2 and probably £10 plus postage a set. Next, a PSP. This one's missing its battery cover. Also, Ben said that it was not reading the discs. So I'm going to test this anyway. It was kind of chucked in on the deal anyway, if I'm honest. So even if I ended up binning this or just selling it as spares or repairs, which I'm not a massive fan of doing with stuff like this, because even though you're selling it as spares or repairs, you can still get a headache off the back of the listing. So if it doesn't work, not really lost anything, it'll end up in the bin. But if I can get it working, £30 to £40. If it had its battery cover and accessories, it would be more than that. Next, an item that has been tested. This is a Nintendo 3DS. Powers up quite nicely. It has got some accessories with this. Looks like headphones and a lanyard maybe, and obviously the case. And I have got a couple of games I can bundle with this as well. Now the comps on this are really all over the place. If you get a special edition one with Pokemon graphics on, they can fetch a very pretty penny. The comps are ranging between to like £50 and £180. Because this is in decent nick, and like I said, I've got a couple of games I can bundle with it, I'm going to stick my neck out on it and put a listing value of £80 on it. Absolutely top game. Cards Against Humanity. If you want an absolute scream, get a couple of bottles of wine and a couple of friends around and play this game. You won't regret it. This is brand new and sealed. These used to be very expensive when it first came out because of the popularity. It has waned a bit, but still, because this is brand new and sealed, listing value on this, a very safe £15. Standard bread and butter pickup. This is checked and is complete. Deal or no deal, £12 on that. WrestleMania DVD set. Now, I haven't opened this box, but I know that some of them can go for very handsome money. So let's open it live on air. So we've got WrestleMania 3-disc Collector's Edition, WrestleMania 16, and WrestleMania 25th Anniversary. So let's do some check-in. Now there's a surprise. The comps on these for them individually range between £2 and £5. Probably why Ben bundled them. So I think I'll do the same and bundle them and stick them on for a tenner. Now this might just be me. I have the same kind of experience when it comes to selling video games. People tell me that some of them are worth decent money and worth doing all that lot, but to be honest with you, I've never found that instance at all. There's really rare instances I've found games and DVDs that are actually worthwhile selling. Or should I say worthwhile me selling? Worth my while selling. Of course, this caught my eye straight away. There is a little bit of a story on this. This GameCube, Nintendo GameCube, has a controller, its AV lead and power lead. Ben said it did power on and he tested it as much as he could, but he didn't have a game to test it. Now, what he did tell me led me to think there's a fair chance, but I will source a game for this and test it because these can fetch very good money. Now, tested and working, just the console on its own will bring about £35. With a couple of games with it, the controller and all its leads, between £70 and £100. So it's going to be worth my while on the information I've got, buying at least one game for it to test it. But worst case scenario, the controller, power brick and AV lead all has value. Now those who know me know I like a good box. Lots and lots of boxes of different shapes and sizes. Also packing tape, loads and loads of tape. Absolute rake of poly bags. More poly bags, more tape, even more poly bags, envelopes, and also in this bag we've got PS3, these are tested and working. Ben was using them for his own pleasure and enjoyment. We've got controllers and cables in here for the PS3. We've also got PS2 controller and cables for that as well. So on the PS3, comfortably £60. I have got some games I can bundle with that as well. PS2, I think I'm out of games to bundle with it, but because it's got everything with it, £50 for that. And and a Wii U head unit. Probably end up having to sell this for spares repairs because there's no base unit for it, so I can't test this. So I'll stick it on, maybe stick it on an auction if I'm not entirely sure on a value. So watch this space on that one because I have no idea on a spares repairs kind of value for that as at this moment. Last couple of items now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these Cottlebug embossing plates for people who are into craft, making cards and whatnot. Brand new and sealed. These will be going for £8 or £9 a set. And lastly, something that I'm keeping for the grandkids, just a couple of crafty sets. So over to you. Do you think that was a worthwhile trip, or do you think I'm going to be losing money? On that note, I shall sign off. Watch out, 5 PM on Saturday for my next video. Obviously do the like and subscribe thing, it'd be very much appreciated. I've been Dave Keeffe, you've been amazing. See you in the next one.